They just don't know how to stop, bro. We got a crazy video in our hands today, and I'm gonna just get right into it. Look, if you're new here and you actually watch this through and you enjoy it, sub up and join us. To everybody else, run the likes up and let's go.
To jail.
Yeah.
Like jail. But like, is there a way you could arrest me? Is there a way for me to make a call to organize?
Hey, you know you messed up when you're whispering. Principal, you know, I think this is a little too much. You don't gotta suspend me for 4 days. I think 1 day is enough. I've learned my lesson.
The money.
Head ass.
To the customers, he was just the friendly face behind the register. To his manager, a reliable employee who never showed up late. But beneath the surface was a digital con in motion. During routine transactions, he quietly scanned extra gift cards, rerouting the balances into his Cash App. By the time anyone noticed, he had already stolen thousands.
See, that's the thing, and he would have gotten away with it, bro. This is what, it's literally like clockwork. It's just as often as I drop these videos for y'all, bro. We are on our grind, so we're consistent with it. And these people are too, but they just don't know how to stop. I don't know why I just tied those two together. I just wanted to give y'all a little example. My point is, look, he literally would have gotten away with this if he stopped. But what's one of those traits that humans have? Greed. You were just too greedy. That's what it is. Your greed overtook your logic. You got to know when to stop, bro. You have to if you want to get away with it. But if you get too greedy, you will always find yourself in this situation, bro. You can't make a habit or a career out of stealing from people who employ you, because all it takes is one mistake. All it takes is one instance of realization or noticing for you to get caught, bro. That's all. That's why you got to know when to quit. Greed is crazy.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, I'm Deputy Del Plato.
My name is Deborah. I'm an asset protection manager with Walgreens.
Okay.
This is, what's your full name?
So,
What's your last name?
Okay.
So why don't you tell the officer what has been going on?
Hold on, is that uniform?
from like the whole.
You're employed here?
Yes, sir.
How long you been working here?
A few months, sir.
A few months this year or
Yes, sir.
last year?
This year, sir.
Okay. And what's your title here?
Customer
service? Okay. You're not a manager or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Alright, so what are we getting, what are we brought in the office for?
Are you asking me that, sir?
Now tell them what you did. I haven't
Okay,
spoken.
so, I
Very nice.
rang up some gift cards to pay for my school and things like that. However, I did not pay for that.
Okay. Okay, so we're looking at a theft from the business.
And they said that there's a possibility that the company will let me pay back, which I'm willing to do.
Hey, I know you're scared in this situation because you've been caught, bro. I told you, look, confrontations, two types. One you're prepared for, one you're not prepared for. First one, you can manage your stress, you can manage your anxiety, you can manage whatever ill feeling you want to throw out there, right? Fear, you can manage it because you can mentally prepare before you engage in whatever the confrontation is. The second type is confrontation you're not ready for and are surprised by. That's what he's in right now. Meaning how this probably, went down is he was working and then out of nowhere, his manager walked up to him. I caught you stealing. Come over here. And he wasn't prepared compared to if he was to know that he was going to get caught this day. Do y'all get what I'm trying to say? So that is why the stress and the flight or flight reaction or whatever you want to call it that's in his body is not letting him think as clear as we can see it from the outside looking in. Meaning in this situation, why are you doing the talking, bro? Let the person that's accusing you of this shit talk. But y'all see what I mean, right? That flight or flight reaction. I don't know why I just said flight, but whatever the shit. The fight or flight reaction is strong right now. So that's why he's not thinking clearly. Because, bro, let this old lady talk. Because right now you're just snitching on yourself.
And they said that there's a possibility that, if you're okay with that
Right now, is 2,100 grand now?
I wouldn't be prosecuted if I were to be able to pay it back today on the spot.
So,
and then I would be terminated.
I couldn't negotiate anything like that. That's not really my job per se. As far as if you do this or that, charges may or may not be pressed.
At this point, he doesn't have $2,100 on him, so the company does want to proceed with prosecution.
But I'm able to.
Okay, but that's not his, now we're past that point right now. So, those are all the transactions that he rang up, and he did 2 today for a total of $400. We put it on a Cash App?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Is it still, do you still have that $400 on the Cash App? Okay.
See, he literally, y'all see what you, the last instance is today, bro. He was stealing today. He grabbed a quick 400 today. Meaning if he wasn't caught, bro, he was going to continue doing this. I don't, greed is crazy, bro. It's so crazy. Like, and this is, it's not just greed. It's other traits that humans have as a species, bro. Like some are good at killing it, if not, suppressing it as much as they possibly can. Sometimes it gets the best of them, and there's some that let it run their lives. Let's just focus on greed for now. This dude is letting greed run his life because he literally was stealing today. He had no plan on quitting at all, bro. And the only time he was going to quit is if he got caught. That's a retarded way to move about anything, even a scheme, any operation you got going on, right? If that's your way of moving about it, you're just going to let's say he got away with it for a long time. What's that going to do, bro? He's just going to continue bro. He continues doing this and he gets away with it for 2 to 3 years and he's still employed here. And it takes one moment, one instance of realization, and they catch him 3 years later. Guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna get cooked even more for all these years he was stealing. And that's my point exactly. This dude had no plan to quit. You gotta have a plan and get out, bro. Cause now it's a mix of being a retard and being greedy and a thief. Come on, bro. There's nothing else to be expected. 1 + 1 = 2. Yo.
So there were 2 today,
For $400.
and the receipts are
All the
for going
receipts are
back.
right there, and he also has the video in there. Every single one is on video as well.
Okay,
Yeah, it's right here.
they're on right there.
That's up to 2 today.
You know we don't do thumb drives anymore, right?
What do you need?
We're gonna do a computer link.
An Axon line?
Yeah. Are you guys able to do the Axon line?
They can't, but I can. But it.
Yeah, we try not to take thumb drives anymore. They want to write on the Axon link.
You know, I just got an Axon link from somebody.
22.
That's how they want it now. I'm just saying that's their
Okay.
change. That's,
Do you know how long
we can take that, but like I said, it won't get up because the problem is that doesn't get shared with the state.
Do I touch on
The state doesn't have access to the FCC.
There's nothing
That's
that
why
you
it
could
has
do
to go to
Not
the
at this
Axon
point.
before they have.
prosecution?
For what?
You're saying that there's nothing that you could do to.
There's nothing we can do about that at all.
Prosecution.
Are you a juvenile? How old are you?
I'm 18, sir.
18. Okay, so you wouldn't qualify for a juvenile first offender program.
So you're
That's
saying
probably
you
what
go to
you're
jail
talking about.
for
Yeah,
this?
you're looking
Damn.
at grand theft for the amount of about $2,100.
Even if I could pay it back, I'm still.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's not our fault.
Yeah, that's not our fault.
We don't play. That's Walgreens. We don't negotiate with that stuff.
So is there a
They're
way,
they've obviously contacted us for a reason.
They
is there a way
said
for
yes,
Walgreens
prosecute.
to take back?
I mean, isn't it fair though? Let's be completely honest. If he was to pay all of it, as stupid as this is, at the end of the day, he's 18. And if this is his first offense, I'd assume they can be a little lenient with him for sure. It just depends on if they want to or not, right? It depends on the cop and the lady in this situation. If they want to show him, if they want to just give him a slap on the wrist so that way he learns his lesson and hopefully doesn't steal again. If not, so it's really at their discretion. I just don't believe the fact that there's nothing they can do to help him out and making this a slap on the wrist. Because if you factor in the age and if you factor in if he had no other previous instances of theft or, a clean record, basically. If he has a clean record and he's 18, I just don't see why they wouldn't be lenient in the aspects they can be.
I mean, listen, like I said, that's not up to me. That's up to Walgreens being a victim.
They looked it up, and you didn't have that much on your paycheck, so they said yes, prosecute and
No.
terminate.
But you're saying that they said that because I didn't have the money on hand. But if I was
On
able-
your paycheck, so that's why. So we can't do any more negotiating, okay?
No, but I'm saying even if I was able to, get the money, if I would
Yes.
ask my mother or my father, even if it's not on my paycheck necessarily, if I was to get the money and pay the money back, legally, Is there a way that you could speak to them and see if they...
She knows she can, bro. You can give them the call. You can ask. Let's see if she wants to or not. That sounds fair to me, right? If sounds fair to y'all too. If not, get in the comments and explain why him paying back all the shit that he stole right then and there, right here, right now, is not a fair way to go about things to not put this 18-year-old in jail, bro. It sounds fair to me. For real.
Change their mind on the prosecution, not necessarily the termination, just the prosecution part. Even if I was able to pay the money like right now and not like
You couldn't
drag
leave the
it out.
store until it was
That's okay.
paid.
I understand that. I wouldn't want to leave.
So what,
the store.
are you saying that you'd possibly be able to make a phone call to settle
Yes,
this
yes,
debt
sir.
right now?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm trying to
Like I
say.
said, that's not up to me.
Is there a way that you could
I'm gonna talk to the officers and the store
negotiate
manager outside. I mean, they've already
and see
taken
if
their
I could just
time
make a
down
call
there.
and not leave the
It seems like she wants to punish him, bro, which at the end of the day, you put yourself in this situation, bro. But what he's saying sounds fair. I don't care how anybody feels about it. It sounds fair to me, bro. If he can come up with the money and cover the cost and the amount that he stole, it's fair. It's just this old lady seems like she wants to cook him. Let's find out.
And they have places to be. I have places to be.
I understand.
It has nothing to do with the
Just staying
question.
here with him real quick.
Is it
Yeah,
okay?
I'm gonna hang out here.
Is it okay if I make the call now, though?
Hold on a second.
Hold on. Let's stay here.
Sorry, ma'am. We're coming your way.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
I thought it really likely that he's gonna come up with $2,100 today.
Even if you did, no.
Even if, that's what I'm saying, even if you did. I can't tell him.
Who is she? And why does she have any say so? I thought this was the big boss, bro. I thought this was the main, manager. She's older too, so she fits the role.
Or tell you guys, hey,
And
if you pay this money, we won't pursue
It's
charges.
very
This
disrespectful to
is
the
a
store
Walgreens
did.
thing,
He said that
and it's up to what if
he said he didn't know what
Walgreens
was
wants to be a
wrong.
victim,
He's
or if
still-
Walgreens just wants to terminate and trespass an employee.
We want to trespass. We want to also make a.
You want to prosecute.
We want to, hey, we're not going to tolerate this. We want the other employees to know.
He lives too close to here. I would rather prosecute. He's a liar. He's like, no, just prosecute.
And you
him.
know what? When I first started talking to him, he knew what asset protection was. He
I mean,
knew
yeah. Like, am I like crazy for saying this? I don't think so. I told you I'm gonna speak my mind always. And this, bro, they're trying to cook him. When it sound to me, this looks a little excessive. Because understand that this boy is telling him, hey, I will pay all the money back right now. Meaning, if they even give him the chance to, let's say they give him the chance to and he does come up with the money, problem solved. It's not like somebody who stole from you is refusing to give you the money and is lying, right? This is somebody who lied, but is now admitting and, trying to give you the money back. To me, it just sounds more fair considering his age and considering the fact that he's willing to pay the money back, to not sit there and try to send him to jail and put charges on his record. But at the same time, I mean, it is a self-inflicted situation, bro. So if you put yourself in a situation where especially if you do something wrong, like you steal, and you're at the discretion of somebody else, you can't be surprised if this person chooses not to be lenient. In this case, it's a tough one, bro. To me, given the fact that he's trying to pay the money back, they're being a little heavy-handed.
He's probably been terminated as from a
Maybe.
previous company. Because he knew what asset protection was. He knew what shrink was. He almost described my job at the beginning. So
Okay.
just tell him. He keeps repeating the same thing over and over. Just tell him to shut up.
The thing is that and I get it, but he's afraid that it's going to mess up his career going to school, but he should have thought about that long before.
See, here's the thing. I'd agree with her fully if he wasn't able to come up with the money, right? Meaning if it was a situation to where they had to choose between either eating the loss and letting him go or prosecuting him for the loss. For sure, 100%. You can be as heavy-handed as you want to. But the one thing that's in my mind right now that's swaying me to a different direction is him willing to come up with all the money right now. Not later, but right now.
He did this.
Right. And then like I said, that's not my goal.
Kids from the time they're in kindergarten know you don't steal. You know what I mean? From the time that they can walk, you don't steal.
Right.
Because I didn't know that it was wrong.
So listen, regardless, knew, didn't know, get the money, can't get the money. I just need to know the decision on whether we're prosecuting criminally or if we're documenting and trespassing from the store completely. That's something that you guys should probably have a discussion right now and then let me know. Okay?
We're gonna prosecute criminally.
Okay.
Have him arrested.
Okay.
I raised him. I don't know if you heard me.
What's that?
I raised him. I didn't know if you heard me.
No, I didn't.
Damn, bro, you're cooked.
Okay.
18, they're giving him fresh charges. This is a real controversial situation. In terms of, I want all of y'all, I don't, even if you've never commented before, get in my comments right now. I don't care if it's a world war down there or if all of y'all agree with what I said. Get in the comments and let me know how you feel about this right now. Do y'all agree? And say, hey, this is a dumbass. He put himself in this position. What, hey, bro, you can't expect anything else. You stole. Or do you think this is a little heavy handed because of his age and because of the fact that he was willing to pay all the money back right then and there? And they didn't even entertain that offer of his. Get in the comments. For real, bro. Talk to me.
So here's the situation. I talked to Walgreens, obviously representatives. They want to pursue criminal charges. Okay.
Damn.
I know you agreed to pay them back or whatever. I guess it's beyond the point to where they're willing to agree to that. So we're gonna have to go this route. So any payback would be through a restitution through the courts. Have you ever been arrested before?
Yes, sir.
Okay, for what?
It was a drive.
A what?
Drive. It was
Driving?
It was street racing, but I wasn't, so it got dismissed.
Okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Right now, you're not free to leave. We're doing a criminal investigation. Let me see if you'd like to provide a statement. Okay. As far as what occurred here.
So I'm gonna be arrested right now.
I'm not done. I have to look at one more thing, but it's a very good chance.
Also, there's still a possibility.
Let me read this to you, okay?
That's 103 Arrowhead.
I'm required to warn you before you make any statement that you got the following constitutional rights. Okay. You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. Any statement you make must be freely and voluntarily given. You have the right to the presence and representation of a lawyer of your choice before you make any statement and during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, you're entitled to the presence and representation of a court-appointed lawyer before you make any statement and during any questioning. If at any time during the interview you do not wish to answer any questions, you're privileged to remain silent. I can make no threats or promises to induce you to make a statement. It must be done on your own free will. Any statement can be and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand those rights as I have read them to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. With those in mind, are you choosing to speak with me about the incident?
Is that a good idea?
I can't make a recommendation. I just, basically, are you willing to speak with me today about what's been going on? So, talking to them, they said that you've basically been engaged in an ongoing course of action, loading gift cards fraudulently. Your drawer's been coming up short, and you've been pocketing the money. So, the gift cards, okay? They said that there were some transactions today.
It's going to go in a plastic bag. We're
We're gonna put it in a bag. Okay. Nothing else in your pockets.
Oh, no. I'm
Did
sorry.
somebody text you?
Yeah.
Who's that? Okay. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
And yeah, they arrest him. Hey, look, get in the comments and speak to me. Damn, bro, you gotta just watch out for the situations you put yourself in. If you steal, don't expect any leniency, because then your fate is in somebody else's hands because of something bad you did, and you don't want to be in that position. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one, bro. I'm out.